Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Before we dive into this heart-wrenching Wild West tale of punishment, kindness, and life-changing twists, I need to share something personal. My channel is struggling right now, and your support is what keeps me motivated to create these powerful stories. If the story of a father's harsh decision and a mountain man's unexpected compassion grabs you, please hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. It means the world to me and helps the algorithm spread these tales further. Stick around till the end for the shocking revelation that will leave you speechless. And let's make this community stronger together. Now, let's ride into the story. In the rugged hills of Montana during the Wild West era, young Eliza Hawthorne faced the storm of her life. Not just the relentless rain pounding the family homestead, but the fury of her father, Jeremiah Hawthorne, a strict rancher who ruled his household with an iron fist. Eliza, at 18, was a beauty with long auburn hair and emerald eyes. Her spirit as wild as the untamed land around her, but her secret romance with a traveling salesman had led to a pregnancy she could no longer hide. The bump under her simple calico dress, a testament to her sin in her father's eyes. Jeremiah, a man scarred by his own past losses, his wife dying in childbirth. His dreams of a perfect family shattered, saw Eliza's condition as a betrayal of his values, a stain on the Hawthorne name that had been respected in these parts for generations. "You've shamed us all," he thundered, his voice echoing through the log cabin as lightning flashed outside, illuminating his weathered face, lined with years of hard labor under the sun. Eliza pleaded, tears mixing with the rain on her cheeks. "Father, I love him. He promised to marry me." But Jeremiah's heart was stone. He'd already made arrangements, contacting a reclusive mountain man named Silas Blackwood, known for his solitary life high in the peaks. A man who needed a wife to tend his cabin and had agreed to take Eliza in exchange for some cattle and land rights. "You wed him tomorrow," Jeremiah declared, his hands slamming the table, the sound like thunder. "As punishment for your folly, he'll teach you responsibility, away from this ranch and your foolish dreams." Eliza's world spun, her hands clutching her belly protectively. The baby inside innocent life caught in the crossfire of her father's rage. The night dragged on, Eliza packing her meager belongings, a few dresses, a locket from her mother, and a Bible, her mind racing with fear of the unknown. The mountain man, a shadowy figure in local legends, whispered to be gruff and unyielding. As dawn broke, the wedding party set out, Jeremiah leading on horseback, Eliza in a wagon with her trunk, the road winding up into the misty mountains, the air growing colder with each mile, the trees denser, the civilization fading behind. What awaited her in Silas's remote cabin? And would this punishment break her spirit or forge something stronger? The journey was arduous, the wagon wheels creaking over rocky paths, bearish turning to mist as they ascended, Jeremiah's silence a heavy weight, Eliza's thoughts on her unborn child, and the salesman who had vanished with the wind. Finally, the cabin came into view, a sturdy log structure perched on a ledge, smoke curling from the chimney, the door opening to reveal Silas Blackwood, a tall, broad-shouldered man with a thick beard and piercing gray eyes, his flannel shirt and leather pants speaking of a life carved from the wilderness. "This is your new home," Jeremiah said, his voice final, as he forced Eliza's hand into Silas's rough palm. The ceremony brief and cold under the overcast sky, the preacher mumbling vows that felt like chains. Eliza's heart pounded, her dress soaked, her future uncertain. But in Silas's eyes, there was a flicker not of cruelty, but of something softer, a kindness hidden beneath the gruff exterior. The wedding ring slipped on her finger, cold as the mountain air, and Jeremiah rode away without a backward glance, leaving Eliza alone with her new husband, the wind howling like a warning. What would Silas do, and how would this forced marriage unfold? The cabin door closed behind them, the fire crackling warmly inside, Silas offering her a chair without a word, his movements deliberate, the mystery of his character just beginning to reveal itself. Eliza sat, her hands on her belly, the baby kicking as if sensing the change, her mind a whirlwind of fear and faint hope. Silas poured her a cup of hot tea, his voice low and gentle. "Ain't no need to fear me, miss. We'll make do." The kindness in his tone stunned her, a stark contrast to her father's coldness. And in that moment, the seeds of an unexpected bond were sown. The day wore on, Silas showing her the cabin, the small bed, the kitchen with its iron stove, the view of the peaks from the window, and Eliza began to see not a monster, but a man shaped by solitude, his story yet untold. As night fell, the stars piercing the clearing sky, Eliza lay awake, her thoughts on the life growing inside her, the punishment that might become a blessing, the mountain man who treated her like no one else had with quiet respect. What secrets did Silas hold, and how would their lives intertwine? The Wild West was full of surprises, and this marriage was just the beginning. Silas Blackwood's cabin was a world unto itself, perched on a ledge overlooking a vast valley where eagles soared and rivers carved through the rock. The air crisp with the scent of pine and earth after the rain. Eliza woke to the sound of birdsong, her body aching from the journey, the baby shifting restlessly as she sat up in the small bed Silas had given her, his own pallet on the floor a silent act of courtesy. "Morning, ma'am," Silas said from the kitchen, his voice a deep rumble like distant thunder, as he stirred a pot of oatmeal on the iron stove, his flannel shirt sleeves rolled up to reveal arms, corded with muscle from years of chopping wood and hunting game. Eliza nodded, her auburn hair disheveled, her emerald eyes taking in the man who was now her husband, his thick beard and grey eyes holding a gentleness she hadn't expected. "Call me Eliza," she said softly, her hand on her belly, the dress she wore now dry but still stained from the road. Silas served the oatmeal, adding a dollop of honey from his own house, a small luxury in this remote place, and they ate in silence at the rough-hewn table, the fire crackling in the stone hearth, the window offering a view of the mountains shrouded in mist. "You'll need proper clothes for up here," Silas said, breaking the quiet, his tone matter-of-fact. "Winter's brutal." Eliza's surprise grew. Her father had sent her as punishment, expecting hardship, but Silas seemed intent on making her comfortable, his actions speaking louder than words. He showed her the lay of the land that day, the small garden where he grew potatoes and herbs, the stream where he fished, the traps he set for fur. His life a rhythm of survival honed by solitude. "Been alone since my pod died," he said, his voice low as they walked, the bearish having cleared to a sunny afternoon, the wildflowers blooming in bursts of color. Eliza shared her story then, the salesman who promised marriage but fled when she told him of the baby, her father's rage, the forced wedding as punishment for her sin. Silas listened without judgment, his grey eyes thoughtful. "Ain't no sin in loving, Eliza. The child's a blessing." His words warmed her, a kindness she hadn't known. Her father's coldness a stark contrast to this mountain man's quiet compassion. As the day ended, Silas built a partition in the cabin for her privacy. His hammer strikes steadiest the wood scent filling the air, and Eliza felt a flicker of hope, the baby kicking as if agreeing. The night brought stars, the cabin cozy with the fire's glow, Silas telling stories of the mountain's legends of lost gold, spirits in the wind, his voice a soothing cadence that lulled her to sleep. The Wild West was harsh, but in Silas's care, it felt less so. His unexpected kindness a balm to her wounded heart. What would the coming days bring, and how would this marriage evolve? The mystery of their bond deepened, the mountain silence a canvas for their story. The days blended into a routine on the mountain, the sun rising over the peaks to cast long shadows across the cabin, the air fresh with the promise of new beginnings as Eliza adapted to her new life. Silas was up at dawn, chopping wood with his axe, the rhythmic thuds echoing through the trees, his flannel shirt damp with sweat, his beard catching the morning light. Eliza joined him, her hands learning the tasks fetching water from the stream, tending the garden, her belly growing with the child, her simple dress now patched with Silas's careful stitches. "You're strong," Silas said one morning, handing her a bucket, his grey eyes meeting her emerald ones, a respect in his gaze that made her blush. "Stronger than I thought," she replied, her voice gaining confidence, the punishment her father intended turning into a path of self-discovery. Silas taught her to shoot his rifle, his hands steady on hers as she aimed at a target, the recoil jolting her, but his praise warming her. "Good shot, Eliza," he said, his smile rare but genuine, the scar on his hand from a bear attack a testament to his own battles. The Wild West was full of dangers, wolves, bandits. The unforgiving terrain, but Silas's knowledge protected them. His stories at night by the fire revealing a man who had lost a love to fever, his heart guarded but opening slowly to her. Eliza shared her dreams, her love for books, her hope for the child, and Silas listened, his pipe smoke curling, the cabin a sanctuary from the world below. One afternoon, as they gathered berries, a rider appeared, her father's messenger, bringing news of the ranch. But Eliza sent him away, her voice firm. "Tell him I'm fine, better than fine." Silas watched, pride in his eyes, the bond between them growing, his unexpected kindness a foundation for something deeper. The baby kicked more often, Eliza's hand on her belly, Silas's touch gentle when he felt it, his face lighting with wonder. The mountain's wild beauty mirrored their evolving relationship, the mystery of their future thrilling unknown. What would fatherhood bring to Silas? And how would Eliza's past catch up? The days passed, the Wild West's challenges forging their connection. Winter's approach brought a chill to the mountain, the leaves turning gold and red, the air crisp with the scent of falling pine. Needles as Eliza and Silas prepared for the cold months ahead. Silas hunted deer, his rifle a crack in the silence. The animal's pelt a warm addition to the cabin, his leather pants and wool shirt suited to the task. Eliza preserved berries, her hands sticky with juice, her dress now loose of her swelling belly, the child a constant reminder of her journey. "We'll need more wood," Silas said, stacking logs by the door, his breath fogging in the cool air, his grey eyes scanning the horizon for signs of snow. Eliza helped, her strength surprising her, the punishment transforming into a partnership she cherished. Silas shared his past more freely, his voice low by the fire, telling of his youth as a trapper, his love for a woman lost to illness, his heart broken but mended by the mountains. "You're giving me a second chance," he said one evening, his hand on her belly, the baby's kick bringing a smile to his bearded face. Eliza's emerald eyes met his, her auburn hair glowing in the firelight. "And you me." The kindness he showed teaching her to track animals, sharing his food without question, treating her as an equal was a stark contrast to her father's coldness, his letters arriving sporadically, demanding she return. But Eliza burned them, her resolve steel. The Wild West was unforgiving, but in Silas's care, it felt like home, his unexpected gentleness a light in the gathering dark. As snow flurries began, the cabin cozy with the stove's heat, Eliza felt a contraction, the baby coming early. Silas's face pale but determined. What would this birth bring, and how would it bind them? The mystery of their family unfolded. The snow blanketed the mountain, the cabin isolated in a white world, the wind howling outside as Eliza gave birth. Silas's hands steady despite his fear, his voice calming as he helped deliver the child, a healthy boy with Silas's grey eyes. "He's beautiful," Silas whispered, wrapping the infant in a soft pelt, his beard brushing the baby's head, his wool shirt stained with the effort. Eliza smiled weakly, her auburn hair matted with sweat, her emerald eyes filled with joy, the punishment her father imposed now a blessing in disguise. Silas named him Caleb, after his own father, the child a bridge between their pasts, his cries a melody in the silent cabin. The Wild West winter was harsh, food scarce. But Silas hunted with renewed purpose, his rifle a crack in the cold, bringing back meat and fur to keep them warm. Eliza recovered, her body strong from mountain life, the baby thriving on her milk in Silas's care. "You're a natural father," she said one night, the fire crackling, the snow piling against the window. Silas's grey eyes softened, his hand on Caleb's tiny fist. "Never thought I'd be." The kindness he showed rocking the baby through colic nights, sharing the load without complaint deepened their bond. Love blooming like spring flowers under snow, but news from below trickled in a trapper bringing word of her father's illness. His regret further punishment. Eliza's heart wavered, the mystery of forgiveness lingering. Would she return, or stay in this new life? The cabin's warmth enveloped them, the Wild West's challenges fudging their family. Spring melted the snow, the mountain awakening with blooming flowers and rushing streams. The air alive with bird song as Eliza and Silas raised Caleb, the baby growing strong in the fresh air, his giggles echoing through the cabin. Silas taught Eliza to fish in the creek, his pole in hand, his leather pants wet from the water, his laugh deep as they caught trout for dinner. Eliza's dress now fitted for her slimmer figure, her auburn hair shining in the sun, her emerald eyes sparkling with contentment. The punishment a distant memory. "I never imagined this," she said, watching Caleb play on a blanket, Silas's grey eyes meeting hers with love. "Me neither," he replied, his beard trimmed, his wool shirt open at the collar, his unexpected kindness turning into a deep romance. They kissed under the pines, the Wild West backdrop to their happiness. But a rider arrived, her father's man, begging her return, Jeremiah dying and regretting his cruelty. Eliza's heart tore, the mystery of her past calling. Silas held her. "I'll go with you," he said, his voice firm. The family packing for the descent. What would they find in the valley? And would forgiveness heal old wounds? The journey began, the mountain's peace left behind. The descent was arduous, the trail muddy from melt, the cabin fading behind as Eliza, Silas, and Caleb rode down. Silas's mule laden with packs, his rifle ready for dangers. Eliza held Caleb close, her dress practical for travel, her auburn hair tied back, her emerald eyes on the valley below. Silas's grey eyes scanned for threats, his beard wine-swept, his wool shirt buttoned against the chill, his kindness a constant in the uncertainty. They reached their homestead, Jeremiah bedridden, his face pale, his voice weak as he begged forgiveness for the punishment, tears in his eyes. "I was wrong," he whispered, seeing Caleb, the grandson a joy in his final days. Eliza forgave, her heart light, Silas by her side, the family reunited. Jeremiah passed peacefully, the ranch left to Eliza, Silas's support unwavering. The Wild West offered second chances, the mystery of kindness prevailing. What legacy would they build? The ranch thrived, their love enduring. The ranch became their home, the mountain a memory, the valley blooming under Eliza and Silas's care. Caleb growing amidst the cattle and fields, his laughter a testament to their love. Silas adapted to ranch life, his rifle traded for tools, his grey eyes on the horizon, his beard trimmed, his wool shirt rolled for work. Eliza's auburn hair flowed in the wind, her emerald eyes bright, her dress now elegant. The child a seconded daughter with Silas's strength. The father's punishment had led to a life of joy, Silas's unexpected kindness the foundation. The Wild West was their canvas, the family complete. The story a legend whispered in the wines. Wow, what a ride this story of punishment turned to kindness shows how life can surprise us. If Eliza and Silas's journey moved you, please like this video, subscribe for more Wild West tales, and comment below, what would you do as the mountain man? Your support keeps this channel alive during tough times, and I appreciate every view. Let's grow this community. Tag a friend and share. See you in the next story.